are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another Going Old School Retro Discussions. We are here with my good buddy Jens. Peter, what's going on here?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, doing alright-ish. Saying a bit hungover, so I might not be at my best tonight, but
it happens to all of us. Sometimes we're not always at our best. This is just something that just kind of happens, you know. What can you do?
But a great subject to get me back into the frame of mind, though.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good one. I've actually been waiting to do this one a while. I really do. I enjoyed these films from the first one. I know some people actually have a problem with the first movie. They don't think it's as strong as The Road Warrior and leading into Beyond Thunderdome. And you know what? I'll save some of that discussion for when we start getting into it. I know Keely Chow was already in the house. What is going on, Keely Chow? And remember, everybody that's watching, everybody's not saying anything in the chat. Remember to go ahead and share this one out there. Let people know that we are already live so people get eyes on this, because YouTube likes to suppress guinea pigs. I've watched it again over and over again. I know we've had these discussions about what YouTube does, and I just watched the other day. So yesterday I did a screenshot and I seen I had plus 21 subscribers, and I had, let's just say, 644, I think it was, subscribers with a plus 21 addition. Then I looked today, I had plus 25, and I was like, oh, wow, the number went up. And I looked at how many subscribers I had, it went down to 642. I really don't understand what kind of math equations that YouTube is using, but they don't work at all. You guys need to stop. What's going on? Wookiee supremacy. Okay. And Miss Martin Muses, hello there. It is good to see you. Miss Martin Muses has been doing a wonderful job with her Lord of the Rings discussions, and she's going to be getting into The Hobbit pretty soon. I know I was actually planning on doing a discussion on the animated Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit too. I actually pushed that off for a week because unfortunately I wasn't getting enough people to actually stop on. I know I had one confirmed, and beyond that, I wanted to have a discussion with multiple people that not only knew the animated show, but knew the books and the movies as well, because I want to get into that discussion of what was different between all of them and how close some of them were. So that will be for another day, unfortunately, but you know, it's not a big deal. I have other topics to hit, and I've got plenty of topics lined up for the weeks ahead. It's just a matter of being able to get everything done way before the streams ever start, because it always seems like I'm falling behind on all these things. But luckily, I was ahead of the game for this week's. So I know you said that you remember all these movies.
Yeah. I didn't really watch them when I was younger, because even though I was into action films and that, it was a bit of a dark action film, and I thought Mad Max was like a psycho killer, which he is, but he goes around killing bad guys.
No, he does. What up, Kick?
I thought it was more of a horror film, which in a way it is quite a horrific sort of film for kids to watch. So,
well, yeah, it was a bit of a cross between a fantasy and I would say a psychological thriller in a way.
Yeah. So like, I didn't really watch them, but I'd have probably wouldn't have really understood them, sort of thing. So.
And as we always do here, I mean, it's always good to see some of the same people in here week in and week out. Man, I appreciate you guys so much. Like I always say, make sure you share this out there, because like I say, YouTube just likes to suppress guinea pigs. I can't believe how specious they are. It's absolutely ridiculous. So let's go ahead and let's get into some of the feels, and we're going to bring up the original one that started it from 1979, Mad Max. So we have the two senior members of the collective with us, with Cringer. What's going on, Cringer? And of course, Jumper. What's up, Jumper? And we are going to take a look at a movie franchise and a few of the toys that it spawned. So, starting off the franchise, we have the 1979 film written by James McCausland, George Miller, and Byron Kennedy, starring Mel Gibson, Joanne Samuel, Hugh Keys, Byrne, and directed by George Miller, Mad Max. The premise of this one is very simple. In a self-destructing world, a vengeful Australian policeman sets out to stop a violent motorcycle gang. I remember seeing this one when I was very young, and I remember I enjoyed this one a lot, with a few unforgettable characters, such as the Knight Rider.
I am the Knight Rider. I'm a fuel-injected suicide machine.
And of course, the Toe Cutter.
The Knight Rider. That is his name.
This one had interesting characters and a fairly simple plot, but a compelling plot nonetheless that you could get behind, and this was the beginning of this franchise.
The Knight Rider.
The Knight Rider.
Remember him when you look at the night sky.
So, I don't understand where a lot of people say that, I know there's elements to this movie where it kind of like takes a little bit of a lull, but there are quite a few action scenes in this one, even for the first film in the franchise. And what's going on? Free Speech Gaming. What up? Freaking love Mad Max.
Yeah, free preach gaming. Yeah, because like the stunts in it, there was one back in, it was done in the 70s, wasn't it? Like late 70s, I think. And so,
That's 79.
Yeah, and so no CGI. And even if there was CGI, they couldn't afford it because it was made on a shoestring budget. And so, like, one of the stunts that got performed by the motorcyclist, you'll know the one where he hits a car and he goes flying
over the handlebars. Yeah,
that he'd gone at it really fast. That when he landed a bit wrong and fractured his broke his leg or something. Done one of them injuries where, like, he didn't kill himself, but he had to get rushed to hospital and was not able to do any stunt work for a few months.
absolutely. Free speech. The practical effects in a lot of the older movies kind of stands up to a lot of the stuff they're doing with CGI. And you were talking about the budget, Jens. This one actually had a budget somewhere estimated around $300,000 to $350,000. That's it.
Fuck all for a movie in the
79, yeah. It had a box office of $100 million in the U.S. It had a gross U.S. and Canada of $8,750,000. But the funny thing is, worldwide, it was only $8,775,000. So it didn't really gain that much more when it went worldwide. And then you're talking about something, like a shoestring budget. And this is actually something I found absolutely hilarious. So a lot of the extras that they did for this film, a lot of the extras, they were paid in beer.
All right.
This film actually took about 12 weeks to shoot, and here's another interesting one: is the biker gang that you see mostly in this movie. They were actually a legitimate biker gang called the Vigilantes that they had hired as extras.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, a lot of the cop cars that they used, they were actually decommissioned police cars that they used because of their tight budget. And one other thing that's kind of funny is like one of the opening scenes where they see him on top of that bridge, and it looks like he's in a hurry to get off the bridge in the one scene. that was actually filmed like that on purpose quickly because they didn't have the rights to film on that particular bridge, and the production company could have gotten in a lot of trouble if they would have got caught.
Yeah. But Australia, what a big fucking vast wasteland up nowhere.
Now, here's one that I think a lot of people are real quick. I'll say hi to everybody who popped in the chat. Decepticons, Caves of Villains, what's going on, my friend? Welcome.
Yeah.
Nelson, the gentleman, hail to my pickets.
Yeah.
Jennings, you were awesome as the kids cop in Hot Fuzz. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Tina Bojan, how are you doing? Oh, Canine Cop.
Oh, Kane Hancock. That was John Belushi.
Hey, Godzillionaire, what's going on? Welcome. And it's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. How are you doing?
Yeah, right, Courtney. Yeah.
Now, one thing I would say about Mad Max, and I don't know if you got this feeling. Do you remember that guy who was like, how can you put this? He was a little bit mentally handicapped. The big guy.
What, in number 3?
No, in the first one, in the first Mad Max. Do you remember when he sent his wife and his kid to stay at that farmhouse with that old lady? Like, I forget what the relationship to her and Max and the wife were, but she had the one, like, a mentally handicapped guy who was kind of like running around in the woods. Did you get the same feel it was supposed to be a similar character, maybe Blaster from Beyond Thunderdome?
Yeah, but I can't remember that bit. 'Cause it's been a while since I'd seen him. I should really watch him again.
Yeah. He was kind of running through the woods and scared the shit out of his wife because she was running from the biker gang that were surrounding the woods, and she ran into him, and he was he's just mentally handicapped. It gave me the same feels to what was later on being a Blaster, as part of the Master Blaster team up in Beyond Thunderdome. Hey, what's going on? RR. They must have all forgotten their boosters in the future of Australian technocrats. Wouldn't let anyone be outside.
Oh, well, it's a thing in it after the holiday. Yeah. Oh, is it not a Holocaust? But no.
This one was actually supposed to be before the nukes, because they actually say in the beginning of the Road Warrior, it's supposed to be a post-apocalyptic setting then. But in Mad Max, it was just society was breaking down. And I don't know if that was because they were insinuating war had already started, and that's why society was already starting to break down. They never really went into that very much. But yeah, by the time Road Warrior comes around, it's supposed to be a post-apocalyptic setting, and everything is pretty much destroyed. Society has crumbled.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about Mad Max, and welcome, Pale Rider.
Yeah. Right.
And some of the characters that were in this one, I really did enjoy. Like that guy that played the toe cutter cracked me up. There was something creepy about him, but there was something entertaining about him at the same time. And the guy that they mentioned the most, of course, being the Knight Rider throughout the whole damn film. I think he was only in the first, 4 or 5 minutes of the film or something?
Yeah, but he gets killed, doesn't he? Because he crashes his car, doesn't he?
Yeah, that I showed that in the clip, yeah. He wasn't paying attention to kind of like there was road construction going on. There was a crashed vehicle on the road. He loses control of the car and it blows up, and that's the end of the Knight Rider.
Yeah.
But, it was kind of funny that a lot of the things about this one, it just kind of like went under the radar for a long time. And like a lot of these other films that go under the radar, they become cult classics much later on. And if it wasn't for this thing becoming such a cult classic, I'm not 100% sure that The Road Warrior would have done as well. Not to say that The Road Warrior wasn't leaps and bounds ahead of Mad Max, but would it have had as much of an impact? Or do you think that maybe The Road Warrior is what caused Mad Max to become a cult classic?
Well, a bit of both, innit? Because they made enough money from Mad Max that when they did Mad Max 2, we call it Mad Max 1, 2, and 3. We don't go with the Thunderdome and Road Warrior, but Mad Max 2 had a decent budget on it, and so yeah, it got like a better sort of film out of it than the first one, and so because like the third one really goes top budget. They get Tina Turner in, so like yeah, they just go crazy thinking, oh yeah, we've got loads.
And that sax player too, right? Was that supposed to be the same guy from like Lost Boys?
I don't think so.
RR says society was breaking down from scamdemics, and when that failed to hit the nukes. Yeah. Pale Rider said, I did a search today and I had the safe search off. The results I got made me think our society has already fallen. I see that stuff on the regular every time I fire up the computer and I go into my search browser. I see some of those news articles, unfiltered ones, and I just kind of like look through them and just kind of giggle to myself at how stupid they are.
Yeah, I don't even look at mainstream media. It's all like lies and crap that like they try to make you believe stuff's like, no.
It makes you wonder. It does make you wonder. Yeah, but the fact that this one, even if you go to the top end of the estimated for the budget on this of being $350,000, and the fact that they pulled in over $100 million eventually, that's saying something. Because like I said, originally the gross theatrical releases for this were like $8,750,000 in the US and Canada. I mean, that alone for a $350,000 budget is astounding.
Yeah.
Road Warrior has made the franchise a cult classic, but Mad Max definitely lives up to the cult stature, unlike Thunderdome. Yeah, I would agree. I don't think Thunderdome was all bad, and I'm not going to get into a big discussion about Thunderdome because it was my least favorite out of the original three movies. But I do think there were some really good elements in Thunderdome, but there were so many like snoozy parts for me, especially all the stuff with the kids in that village. That just like took me right out of the movie. It just bored the holy hell. But the very beginning of the movie, leading up to the part where he gets thrown down into the pit, working with the methane, or making methane. I liked all of that, and of course the big road chase at the end. But everything in the middle with those kids and everything, it just bored the daylights out of me.
Mrs. Walker, Mr. Walker.
Wasn't a movie called Bronze in Australia? I'm not sure if it was or not, but the cops were called Bronze. That was the tune that they gave for the cops. So if nukes do go off, I want to be at ground zero because I don't want to do the whole surviving with dumbasses. I would like an hour heads up to save nice sex, a nice few drinks, and a smoke. I hear you. But I want to get into the second movie. Now, here's the one thing. I know everybody winds up calling this thing Mad Max 2.
Yeah.
Originally, when it originally first came out, it was never titled Mad Max 2. That's been more of a modern thing, I guess, because they want to put numbers to it. But it was just listed as the Road Warrior.
Yeah. I know, but it's confusing. If it got called like Mad Max 2 Road Warrior, so it's like, oh yeah, like Rambo First Blood Part 2 sort of thing, where you're like, oh yeah, well, at least they're saying like it's a Part 2, but because like it could be a total different film.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe that may have limited some people going back and finding Mad Max if the first thing that they jumped on board was the Road Warrior and they didn't know. But if you watch the whole damn film, you kind of get the idea that this is Mad Max. This is Max, so you should be able to put one and one together. But I mean, if you're talking about today's society, forget it. These kids never figured that out on their own. That's why they have to put Mad Max 2 on it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, I thought it needed it though, because totally called it a different film and that. Like, because it was that sort of days where you didn't really get sequels much.
No, not always. I mean, some of the films that they did make sequels to, they probably should have never made sequels to. But yeah, Pale Rider agreed completely. The beginning and the end of Thunderdome, and ours is I sure wish they made the fourth one while Mel was still younger. But I'd like to see Mel come back to play an older Max. I think that'd be an interesting. That might be a way to like give closure to that character and to send him off into the sunset. We also got a turtle joining us. What's going on, Shellback?
Yeah, Shellback.
Pardon the tardiness, sir.
Do you want more? I'm about to give a little bit more Mad Max with the Road Warrior. Would you like more?
More Mad Max? Crikey!
Yeah.
Just watch out for this.
Mad Max on.
Yeah, watch out for the stinger. Okay, we're going to get some more of the nostalgic feels going on with a little bit of talk about the Road Warrior. And in 1981, Max returns. Directed again by George Miller and also written by George Miller, Terry Hayes, and Brian Hannett. 1981 scene, The Road Warrior. Now, I know there's a lot of companies out that are saying Mad Max 2. When this first came out, that was not the title. This was just simply titled The Road Warrior. And once again, the premise is very simple. In the post-apocalyptic Australian wasteland, a cynical drifter agrees to help a small, gasoline-rich community escape a horde of bandits. This one basically picks up in the life of Max after the tragic events of the first movie. And the characters in this one are even more over the top than they were in the first film.
Greetings from the warrior of the wasteland!
The gasoline may be ours. Just walk away.
If anyone's gonna get in there, it's gonna be you.
You wanna get out of here? You talk to me.
Somebody get out of here now!
And of course, in 1985, it also spawned another sequel in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
You can run, but you can't hide!
So if that doesn't give you the feels for this movie, I don't think nothing will. There was a hell of a lot more action scenes in this one, and the story was a little bit more fast-paced than the first one was. We already seen the build-up to Max's character in Mad Max, and then by the time you get to the Road Warrior 2 years later, they really took it up a notch. And I don't know if that was just because of some of the writing changes that were made, but this one, it took it to another level. And I don't think that this one has been outdone by either Beyond Thunderdome or that terrible remake. Because I'm sorry, I watched the remake and I couldn't stand Fury Road. I hated it. I fell asleep watching it.
No, but Thunderdome, though, dude, I love Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Like, you missed part of that discussion, though. I like the beginning of Thunderdome all the way up to the point where he gets thrown into the pit. And I like the end of the film. I hate the middle. With the kids in the village.
Who run Barter Town? Who run Barter Town?
Old Man Max would be dope. What's going on, Soul Assassin? Welcome. Mr. Peabody's in the house as well. Think I'll have to help you out with your Aussie accent, Shellback. How the hell are you? Hello, fellas. What you said there makes me think of movies today. They're always at some point explain everything to you. Of course, you can't figure it out for yourself. Yeah, absolutely true, Pale Rider. They feel like they got to explain every little piece of a movie to you. And they do it in a lot of these newer films. They go into these big, giant juxtapositions of everything about the film that you need to know because you can't figure this out on your own. Hello. People were watching films doing that way before you guys ever stepped in and felt the need to sit there and explain it all to us like we were dummies. We went to a movie, we watched it, we figured out some of the elements to the plot that maybe weren't present in the film. We could have done that all on our own. It's called having an imagination, number one, and number two, paying attention to what the hell you're watching. Yeah, it wasn't about Max, and that's what Jens was saying earlier. You want to touch on that real quick, Jens, and I'll give Shell back a chance to.
Yeah. I was saying the sort of cox Max in that for Vera Saron's character to be more sort of the protagonist in it.
Shellback?
Are we talking about Furiosa Road?
Yeah. Just a quick, like, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it was nice for Max to, guest star in his own film.
Yeah.
I do think it was the weakest one out of anything that carried even the insinuation of Mad Max in it. And like I said, I like Thunderdome, like beginning, like the end, hate the middle. If you could just take the middle out of that film and just blend the end with the beginning, I think it would be great then. But I think as far as stand-out films, I would still say without a doubt for me, it's The Road Warrior that was the standout in this franchise. Well, would you agree with that, or?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the one thing that stood out was the wardrobe was definitely 80s in The Road Warrior. I mean, especially that one chick, she was like basically the head female or whatever in that little.
Oh, the warrior woman.
Yeah, dressed in her, white leather or whatever it was. Oh, the turtle pizza beacon is calling.
Cowabunga, dude. Oh no, Soul Assassin. No, there's going to be a Furioso prequel film. Ugh. And you know, RR, I think you're absolutely right. They may have to explain everything nowadays because the kids are indoctrinated lemmings. Isn't this the truth? That's the plain truth. Not explaining everything was actually good marketing too, because we used to watch movies over and over to figure out minute things. Absolutely. I watched Fight Club every Friday for a few weeks and loved it. And I also seen Pale Rider to mention, I have to give Sim a shout out. He launched Netverse 2 today. Check it out. Awesome. Pale Rider, I don't remember if you have a wrench here or not. I always forget who I wrenched, and I can't see it on the StreamYard side. If you don't, just say you don't, and I could drop you a wrench. You could put, the link to his book up if you want.
That was part of the.
Go ahead, Shellback.
Well, I was gonna say that was part of the appeal or whatever of going to see a movie was, it's like, okay, what am I gonna, what's gonna happen? What am I gonna, what am I gonna have to try and figure out? And it's like, because I mean, if it's all laid out there, it's you're just sitting there, just watching. I mean, riding along or whatever.
So ridiculous. Real quick, I just want to say, Pale Rider, you do now. You don't, you do now. He needs a wrench. He's got it. Go ahead, Shellback.
Oh no, I just, it's like, I mean, there were movies where I could see that coming, or I could see that coming, or whatever. But they still didn't, just like, quote unquote, explain it to you in the dialogue. You still had to pay attention and figure things out.
Well, exactly. I mean, once they give you the entire story, what's the point of rewatching it? Because, I don't know about you, every time I watch a movie, and I don't care what movie it is, I don't care if I watched that movie 20 times. The 21st time I watch it, maybe I might catch something that I missed in all those other viewings. Some small detail, just some small thing happening in the background that I just didn't notice before. And that's one of the things about these movies that don't explain it all to you. When you go back rewatching, you might catch something else. You might find out something else. There might be a small Easter egg in there that you missed. There's always something when you go back to watch it. And that's why I like when they don't explain it in great detail.
Well, that's like, like small little details or whatnot. Like if they would have let on or alluded to the fact that, like in Thunderdome, if they would have alluded to the fact that Blaster was like a Down syndrome kid, it wouldn't have had the same impact when he knocked his helmet off, because it's like, oh yeah, we knew it was Corky from whatever show that was in the 80s. I can't remember.
I forget offhand. Mr. Peabody says, no, it was the hair on the Warrior Woman. Interesting. Them wearing ice hockey gear. Not a big thing in Australia even now. Yeah. And Chris Fisk, what is going on, Chris Fisk? Good to see you, my friend. And Bone is in the house. Hello, Tommy, Jens, and Shellback. And we got Lasso of Truth in the house as well. Hello, Lasso of Truth. It's a good movie. Always has something to offer every time you rewatch it, just like a great novel. Absolutely. And I have actually had a few of these novels I've reread over and over again. Like one of them that comes to mind is from the Star Wars EU before Disney went and did their unholy, God-forbidden trash to it, is rereading the Plagueis one over and over again because I don't care. That is damn near a perfect book. According to Jew from The Hangover. Chris, I don't know if you thought about this. I don't know if anybody thought about in the chat that maybe seen the original Mad Max, but I swear there was they almost made it seem like there was some kind of connection with the guy from Mad Max in the Woods, the one though who was mentally handicapped, and the guy who wound up playing Blaster in Beyond Thunderdome. I always felt like there was supposed to be some kind of connection. It seemed like it to me. They're wearing hockey pads. But is there anything else you wanted to add about this one? I mean, granted, you had such amazing characters like the Humongous. And of course, you had Wes. Wes, like I said in there, Wes felt like the main protagonist. And even though the Humongous was the leader of the group of Rock-A-Rollas, it was really Wes that was after Max through most of this film.
Yeah. Well, Humongous was one of them leaders who could just sit there, and just control his men. Because he looked massive because I can't remember who it was who played him, but I think it was some bodybuilder dude that didn't. I think he might have been Swedish or something, and so he didn't have the voice and so with him having that ice hockey mask on, it was easy to dub over his voice because like with Darth Vader, you can't see the lips, so it's real easy to just dub their voice. So yeah, I think Humongous was dubbed in that, but yeah. He was one of them leaders, I think he was so big in that he'd just kill anyone who wouldn't follow his orders because he was supposed to be like a psychopathic, even though he tries to talk real reasonable, doesn't he, at the beginning, where it's all
just walk away, leave the tanker and the gasoline, and I will spare your lives. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I see, real quick, see Jason Lee Tucker's statement. What's going on? Jason Lee, it's good to see you. And I see Snow Dub is also in the house. What up, Snow? Cotton Connection in the house. And real quick, Soul Assassin, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, Disney's going to fuck a Predator now. They're going to rewrite the lore in the next film. Yeah, and they're also doing a TV series for Hulu. Now, for Aliens. for Aliens, they're doing a TV series on Hulu, and they're also going to do another movie, and none of them are going to have anything to do with the movies that came beforehand, and they're not going to have anything to do with themselves. And Chris Fisk also mentioned Lord Humongous's design was so epic that it was ripped off by everyone, from Atari Pit Fighter to Mortal Kombat with Shao Kahn. Absolutely. Go ahead, Jens.
I'll just talk about Predators. Not sure, but I would say that they're going to do female predators, and so you're basically going to have like breast predators with breasts. Probably some like Predator fans is what they've been waiting for, to see it, a female Predator, but.
Well, they did it in a short film. And what's going on? Chaos Hoy, good to see you. Yeah, fuck all the remakes. Oh, I'm so tired of remakes. And Chris Fisk, yeah, I can't wait to see Ellen Ripley turn into a black lesbian. But yeah, there was a fan film they made where it was just female predators.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't think I'll be watching it.
Was it rated X?
No, it was not.
Oh.
No, it was it was pretty bad too, because they went back in time. It was like cave woman type shit, and somehow she attacks a predator with a freaking a regular stick with like maybe obsidian spear point or something, maybe even stone. She attacks a predator with that, and the predator's blocking with a big metal spear. And somehow her little wooden staff doesn't break. Like, I was just calling bullshit on that right away, because the predator hit her with a blade on her freaking stick and it didn't break away. I was like, get out of here. Fucking nonsense.
Maybe
and somehow, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say maybe it was hardwood.
Yeah, right. You would need the expert for that. But there's no midgets running around in my chat today.
So you know what I liked about the Road Warrior though was the dude with the mohawk and the feather covered shoulder pads.
Wes.
Yeah. He made a cameo in one of my other favorite 80s movies, Weird Science.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that was actually kind of pulled right from the Road Warrior. And what's going on? Slasher. I seen Slashers in the house as well. What's good? Oh no! Look, a Russian bot.
Oh no!
Awesome.
Put that Russian bot in timeout before he makes the gas prices go up another quarter.
I'm so tired of seeing that. I just don't understand how people don't see what the problem is. Now they're trying to. I don't want to get into that, because we're supposed to be talking about Mad Max and the Road Warrior, and right. I still have to talk about the toys that it spawned. But yeah, Hollywood
we have plenty of time to talk about that
later on
my show tonight.
Absolutely. You want
shameless plug.
Yeah, we'll make sure we give you a good chance to plug that show for later on. But absolutely, that should be fun. I can let loose, because I don't like talking about that too much on my own channel, because it's just going to get me infuriated, and I'm going to start ranting. And I know some people like to hear me rant, but I don't want to do it when I'm supposed to be talking about the stuff that's fun.
I am hoping and counting on it, Tom.
Oh, you know me. I can go off on the drop of a dime.
Unleash the pigs. Okay, that's all I got to tell you. Anyway,
full moon. I might wear pig. It's very possible. Oh no, it's already happened. I'm a werepig now.
It's the were-guineas.
Nelson the Gentleman, if you look into Yuja lore, female predators are 10 or 11 feet tall and very rare in the species, and keep to themselves or other females unless they need to breed with males.
That sounds bullshit though, because in predators, did have the females going out hunting if they were so big in that? But I think it's just that like the females just stay at home cooking for the male predators, but they don't want to say that nowadays, do they?
I think part of that is they wanted to take the same type of lore that they use for the aliens themselves, and they wanted the xenomorphs, and they wanted to apply that to the predators. And I think it's kind of a lazy way to do it.
Fucking ridiculous. Because right, how big of a penis would you have to have sex with one of these fucking ginormous fucking predators?
Yeah, because what the male predators are only like 7 foot roughly.
Yeah,
absolutely, Chris. Absolutely.
I figure a $5 foot long would do it.
Giddy big rant. That'll be coming up on Shellback's channel later for the Park Cars pre-show. Week at the moon. Absolutely. Don't complain about your fuel. Convert liters to gallons. We're paying $8.10 a gallon. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, Cass. I hear you. I haven't wanted to watch most of this other new stuff that's coming up. And even like the Batman, I've heard some people talk good about it. I have no interest in seeing it.
Oh, well, I'm doing a video about it because I've seen it. And it's one of them films where half of it's good because half of it ain't starring fucking Robert Soy fucking bitch face Patterson.
Tell us how you really feel, Jens.
Oh, yeah. Well, luckily enough, right, I was saying the director rather listened to my advice where, it's just that, like, people who know about action films would know, like, just make fucking Robert Pattinson fucking Bruce Wayne and try and fucking keep him well away from the bat suit and just put stuntmen in there that can do good fucking stunt scenes because people are probably like, oh, yeah, these stunt scenes are real good. It's like, yeah, because it's a stunt dude in that stunt costume because usually they'll have to, like, cut in now and again a close-up on the actor's face. Well, they don't even bother with that. It's like, no, okay. I'm sure the CGI'd Patterson's mouth onto some of the stunt dudes and all. You know, when he got a bit of a close-up, where in normal sort of filmmaking, you'd show the bit you filmed with the actor at the but with this, because I don't think Robert Pattinson wore that bat suit unless he was walking or sitting down, and he probably had to have help to sit up, but walking and sitting down was the only two things he could do in the bat suit. Anything else? Because there's one scene, bit of the spoilers, but Batman fucking leaps over this railing that's like about a 6 foot drop sort of thing, like, and I don't know if there was a padded mat that they land on, you know, just for a bit more cushion, but the stunt dude jumps over it and that. It's like, oh yeah, you wouldn't have got Patterson doing that. He probably wouldn't have even done it with wire work.
Are you high?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to gain control of this. I don't want to talk about the new Batman anymore.
I'll just say, if you're going to go watch it, right, remember, half of the film's fucking good, but the other film, half of it is shit because you have to, because big close-ups on Robert Pattinson's face, because any shots below the shoulders going to show how scrawny he was, and so big close-ups are fucking.
Anybody ever try to take your man home?
Is that kind of scrawny that you're talking about?
Yeah, it nearly did. It nearly soiled me.
Okay, all right. Let's get back. No more Batman. I don't want to hear any more about it. Chaos White. Shellback, did you finish Outlaw Star?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Beyonce can re-release her song "All the Predator Ladies." Oh no, guys, I got to get back to work. Have a good stream. Jason Lee, thanks for stopping in, man. I hope you have an awesome day, man. Take care. I'm not taking a social stance. That's just what I read about the female predators. No, I understand. I think, like I said, though, I think that they pulled a lot of that from the aliens and the xenomorphs, and they just kind of like put it in there. Like, I don't know. I don't give 2 cents for anything being made from Freakwood. It's all shit. Absolutely. And Jason, yeah, absolutely. Make sure you guys subscribe to Jason Lee Tucker. I know I went by the other day to stop by to see how he was doing, watch one of his lives, and they had those bastards at YouTube had unsubscribed me again. No good rotten pricks.
And right, if the predators could hardly find a female with their high technology, they'd easily be able to build some kind of sex predator bot. But you don't see any of that. So yeah, I think it's bullshit they're calling.
Oh, Lasso of Truth. I love Lasso of Truth. Go enjoy woke Batman. Go pay to be told how bad white people are.
Oh yeah. There was a line.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
But I'm not going to say out about it. But the action's good in it though, because there's proper stuntmen. As I say, there's probably people that have not seen an action film for so long. That
very interesting. I see your hobbies are drinking, smoking weed, and all types of ill shit.
And
I thought we agreed that we were off this here Batman
you
thing.
brought it back up.
No. I brought up the chat.
Well,
I brought up the chat.
I brought it back up then. I was just saying.
I'm done talking about it. Save it for later. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. You say the action scenes are good in it.
But one of the other things I wanted to touch on with Mad Max and of course the Road Warriors, the figures that they came out with. Now, why they didn't actually do the original film as far as Mad Max in the way of toys, they did release like die-cast cars and stuff like that actually captured most of the cars that you've seen in the first movie. Then they released these. While there were no toys released when the movie came out, in 2002 Toys actually released the Road Warrior collection of figures. These figures are roughly 6.5 inches tall. They're fairly well detailed, do not have a whole lot of posability, but for those Road Warrior fans out there, this was a really cool collection to be able to get. Of course, we got the Gyro Captain right here, the Warrior Woman. I don't recall if she actually had a name in the movie, but that's what it's actually listed on for the figure. Wes's sidekick, the Golden Youth. Of course, they had to have Wes in it as well. One of the main protagonists to Mad Max in the Road Warrior film.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Of course, they had to have the Humongous, the Lord Humongous, the ruler of the wasteland, the Ayatollah of rock and roller. There were actually a couple different versions of Max. This one right here comes with him all beat up in the Feral Kid. I know I actually have one because all of these are actually part of my brother's collection, but I have one where he actually came with the dog. And I know there was another one released where it was a car, and I think Max came with the dog as well with that one. My brother also had one loose, so we could kind of check out the posability. It's got a little bit of kick up, tiny bit of knee bend, a little bit of movement at the arm, twist at the wrist. There was absolutely no head movement. There's no waist movement, I don't believe. No, none of that. Still fairly decent looking, a little bit cartoonish in some aspects, but I think that they captured the characters fairly well from that movie, considering that there was no toys at the time. Chris, I'm not sure. I don't remember ever seeing Mad Max slot cars, but I wouldn't be surprised because there was a lot of these companies that were doing, like especially Tyco and everything with the slot cars, that they would release sidecars to actually include with the sets. Why they may not have released it as a set, they may have released one of the cars, because I know I found a General Lee that way from the Dukes of Hazzard. What you got? What you got, Jens?
The Mad Max one with the dog.
Oh, he also came with a gas can one too. I don't remember that one.
No, that's a different one. This here's the one.
Yeah, that's the one I have somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Oh no, Blair White. Thanks, Bone. The stripper needs a glitter plat down. They'll have fun. Take care of Pale Rider. There's Beast. Yeah, the feral kid. Yeah, and they had the full Interceptor car actually for the figures too. And I know that one came with another Max figure, and I'm pretty sure it came with a dog as well with that one.
Oh, what do you mean this one then?
Yep, there it is, and it came with the dog. That's what I thought I remembered. I think they made something. I think they made the police car, and I think maybe they might have made Humongous's weird Jeep-looking vehicle.
Yeah, is 3-seater, even though the front 2 seats are not where you would be sitting. Yeah, did it come with any people on his?
Yeah, I think the only one my brother didn't have in the collection besides the Mad Max the dog, and apparently that one with the gas can, which I didn't realize was the one that's the cop.
Yeah, no, that's from a first like set or something, because the thing is different. You know, you can see at the top the World Warrior and.
Oh, yeah. The top of the packaging is a little different. Yeah, it's probably like, because I think they only had 2 series for it. They had Series 1, and I think they had Series 2, and I think that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that could have been, the second series. Because, it was like...
Free speech. My buddy and I have been joking about stopping a car on the desolate road in the middle of the night, dressed as Lord Humongous, and making a speech. There's been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away.
Well, you better have a good physique then, because you stop in traffic, you're gonna have someone pissed off, or you're stopping people anyway. So
yeah, don't be scrawny. Don't be scrawny and give that. Is what you're saying?
Well, if you're scrawny and you start acting like Humongous, I think you're gonna get slapped around. I think the reason why Humongous could act like a right dick was he was Humongous, and so no one's gonna mess with him. Because that's what his whole persona was about. What it being this big dude who just like probably get really sort of like manhandling with you if you went against him.
Okay, so breaking news: Jar Jar Binks, famed for making the Galactic Star Cruiser. Calamity Kennedy made it and made Jar Jar Binks take the credit for it. Oh no. What's going on, Fat Steven? Mad Max Lego sets would be interesting. You know, I would actually be surprised if they didn't have it out there somewhere. I wouldn't. I would not be surprised if they did, because Lego always seems to get some of those little side movies and everything, and nobody else is actually making toys for. Lego tends to get them.
Mad Max is a like thing that. Yeah, it's an 18, and it they never did like a Mad Max cartoon where they could be like, "Oh, it's just a Mad Max cartoon."
Oh, what's going on, Slasher?
What's up, man?
That figure can't fit in that car. Actually, the figure that came with the car did fit in the car. Now the one I think, because there was a big sand base There's a big sand base that they kind of stand on that came with the car. But no, the figure does fit in the car because I've actually seen it being sold with the figure in the car that it came with.
What company makes these figures, Tom?
It was N2 Toys.
Oh,
They were made in like I mean, some of the packaging says 1999, some of the packaging says 2000. So, I mean, this was a while ago.
I'm surprised McFarlane didn't do these.
Yeah, you know what's surprising, because McFarlane usually makes all the other toys, movie toys especially.
Yeah,
but yeah, they never touched the Road Warrior for whatever reason.
I'm saying, like, he did so many other franchises. You know, he did Evil Dead, you know, Crow, Aliens.
There we go.
Oh no, Free Speech. I'm not scrawny, but I'm certainly not built. Around here, he would probably get shot. Lots of legal carrier. I've got my fat ass stomped with bitch tits flopping around in the bondage. Get up! Oh no! Slasher, what was your thoughts on the original Mad Max and leading into the Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome?
I've seen the series one time each. I've seen each movie only like one time each. I like the first two. 3 was okay. Fury Road, I couldn't. I was watching at my friend's house, and we both weren't really enjoying it. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I should give it another chance.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got bored to death. I'd said it earlier. I got bored to death watching this, and I was like partially checked out halfway through the damn show. I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Witness me!
It's one of them films where Mad Max gets cocked at the end, and so by Charlie Theron.
By Charlize Theron?
No, Theron, the thingy bird who was going crazy, but in that, it suits her part.
I think he's just pronouncing it differently than you, Slasher. That's what that is. And that can all be explained really quick.
Well, he don't know talking good like me and you, so his vocabularistics is limited.
Yeah, I'm not all that good with the female actresses' names, because unless I'm going to be shagging them, why am I going to learn the names? Because I don't want to be really watching any of their films. So.
Oh, there you go, Chris. I think sums it up perfectly. Feminist Road wasn't my cup of tea. But yeah, like the first two movies I loved. The third movie, I liked the beginning and the end. I could have did without the middle filler.
I like Master Blaster. I like Master Blaster. He was cool.
Who ran Body Town?
He looked cool, at least.
No, I think the concept was cool, and there was actually a bit of a discussion, because I don't know if you remember this either, Slasher, but I remember in the very beginning in Mad Max, like the one part where he takes his wife to the one house in the woods, like to the old lady's house. She's got the one son who's mentally challenged, and it kind of reminds me of the same look and build that Blaster has in the third movie. And I was wondering if there was supposed to be a connection. Because there is at one point in Beyond Thunderdome when he knocks the helmet off that he stares in the guy's face like he recognizes him. That's why I was like, is that supposed to be the guy from the first movie?
Yeah. Nah, I think it's just saying Australians are dumb as fuck.
Oh, no.
Well, what else could it be? Because I know Master Blaster, I don't think.
Is this like a British thing? Like, is there like a certain hatred between you guys and Australians?
Yeah. We have a rugby and a cricket sort of like, because basically it used to be Britain and Australia were like the only two countries that played cricket and rugby to a good standard. So we'd always be like versing each other in that. And then New Zealand got good at rugby.
So I know earlier we were talking about with Mad Max and the budget being possibly from 300 350,000, and then grossing originally in the theaters 8,773,197 worldwide. Now, the Road Warrior budget, it was sitting somewhere in between 3 to 4.5 million. The box office, 23,668,369.
Oh yeah.
69, dude.
Could you imagine what they would say about a movie today that did those kind of numbers, like over top of its budget?
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me, as compared to some of these movies that they're putting out today, that this type of movie doesn't blow it out of the park with the type of numbers that it had.
But
I mean,
you got to remember though, in them days, films weren't getting released every sort of like 5 minutes.
This is true. And
then,
the movies tend to stay in theaters a lot longer than most of them do now. Like, I mean, what do you get now? Like, you get a couple weeks usually out of a film. Like back then, you would see one film stay in the movie theaters for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes if the movie would tank, it wouldn't even last a month in the theater.
No, you'd probably get 2.5 to 3 weeks, maybe. But even a tanking film stayed in theaters a lot longer than some of these ones do today.
I don't know. It's like Captain Marvel, that tanked. I was in there for ages.
It tanked. I thought it was their biggest movie ever. The way they were talking.
Yeah. They like you to think that, but no.
And free speech, yeah. I've heard quite a few people say that. I don't hear many people say they like Fury Road, but it certainly is the best in the series. Tom Hardy did not fit that role. Mel could have done and been awesome. And Max becomes a passenger in his own film. And that is the number one critique that I hear about that film, about Max being a passenger in his own film.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think Shellback used those exact words earlier.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was really nice of him to guest star in his own film. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I remember, films after they got out of theaters, it would take at least like a good 6 anywhere up to 10 months before it released on video. Like, it wasn't right away like it is now.
Yeah,
and that's because they got all this stuff planned out ahead of time. That's why.
Yeah. Well, E.T. was, I think, one of the longest films. That took about 10 years for it to get released on video, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I remember you couldn't find that shit on VHS for a long time.
Yeah.
Jens, you want to take this?
Right. Keck44 says, cricket. Isn't that baseball with extra boredom? Yeah. It's baseball that lasts for fucking 5 days.
Captain Wilkerson, valid. Yeah, absolutely. It's why I've never gone to see it. I have no intention of ever seeing it, and I don't care about it. Matter of fact, I barely ever mention it just because I don't care.
Yeah, I thought you was on about cricket then, but
I think I probably care about cricket more than I do about seeing Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. These are actually licensed Lego sets for Mad Max. Or are these like home jobs?
I think they are home jobs because I've noticed there's no boxes, and like because someone they're like 2 different Mad Maxes, like but you know they like
the one in blue.
What's the is there a price for a home job?
No,
that says Fury Road. That says Fury Road. I think that might actually be legit because look at the outfit. Yeah. Look at the outfit on there.
Yeah, true. Oh, I'll tell you something though. I'll check the site, see if it is a proper Lego.
Hey, what's going on, Gap Stargate? Welcome. Good to see you, my friend.
asking how old I am. Fuck off. No, I don't think it. Oh wait, is it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too, and I don't see any boxes.
Oh yeah, because they're saying this is a set you have to buy, and then probably put like your black Lego bricks.
So it's a Lego creator set. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the outfit on that one almost made me believe that could have been a Mad Max figure because the outfit looked pretty spot on.
Yeah. There we go. Here's some other like they might have painted the leg or something, themselves.
Yeah, maybe. In this set, you get Max and Goose from the classic 70s sci-fi film. Wasn't sci-fi. The set immortalizes Max and Goose in their classic uniforms. And then it says Goose is made with something.
Yeah, I'll
it probably talks about maybe the parts that they used then. Interesting.
Yeah. It does look like a thing. It says Lego Mad Max and that. Because Goose is made with leg in plaster and his helmet. Max has a custom sawn-off shotgun. Yeah, that's the description.
Okay.
Ali has the fucking toys. Oh, look at this bastard here. Okay, let me share this screen. I was calling all these Lego fucking builders Soylent bitches, but maybe I was wrong. Because maybe I'm going to get some Lego fucking builds going now I've seen this. Look at this bastard. You got like V for Vendetta, Snake Plissken, Rambo. Fuck yeah. And like Team Wolf. Team Wolf.
So you're going to be fighting people when they say, Legos are for kids. They're like, screw you. They're not soy. They're not soy.
Yeah.
I got a Rambo Lego set.
Yeah. With me, like, fucking tank build and all that shit. Like, is a Lego tank for fucking girls? I don't think so.
That's right. It's right manly to have this one.
Yeah. You know how fucking long it took me to build this? They say they're for like 3 and upwards, but really, you've got to be dedicated. But definitely the V for Vendetta, yeah. I can do some like Lego builds of London, can't I? And then fucking blow it up. In Lego formland as V for Vendetta. Yeah. I take it all back. 25 quid though for the Rambo. Ooh. But it's worth it.
It's crazy. Now, we just seen Yen go down a path that he never thought he would go down. Though he's now becoming a Lego fan.
Now I'm gonna get some Lego builds and build some action builds.
But I want to wrap up the Mad Max and the Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome. Saying that I incredibly enjoyed the first 2 movies. I enjoyed the third movie, and I couldn't stand Fury Road. And I really hope that maybe one day that this franchise can get resurrected and they can actually do a proper sequel to it and do it right. And I think, like it's already been said in the chat, the only way to do that is to bring back Mel Gibson to be an older Max, and then find a way to put him out that's going to be satisfying for everybody who's been a fan of the franchise.
No, you don't have to put him out. You just make him.
No, you got to put him out. You got to put him out.
No, you don't. I'm not gonna be watching a fucking another Logan again.
It's time to put him down, Jens.
No, it's Mad Max.
Look, you can't always have the old guy like walking off into the sunset, all rickety and shit, drinking inshore. That's no fun.
He's Mad Max.
Nah, he's gotta be the end scene's gotta be him dying in a puddle of his own blood, and the person he's handing the mantle to's gotta like be talking to him while he's dying.
No, he's got to be kicking ass at the end as an old man. Probably Mel Gibson would have to like maybe have a shave. I don't know, but yeah.
Hello, Sherry. Good to see you. Welcome, Nana Reaper. What up?
Because Mel Gibson, he's tough as fuck when it comes to like making action films because he's done a lot of them, and so he
also looks so horrible, you know. It's not like Harrison Ford. You look at Harrison Ford, you're like, holy shit, dude, you must fart dust.
Yeah, yeah, but he's older than Harrison, isn't he? Because he's fucking.
No, but I'm saying he looks, you know, all right for his age.
Yeah. Because he was in
I saw this movie with him. What the fuck was it called? Holy shit! It came out last year. Oh shit! What the hell was it called? Boss Level. That's what it's called.
I can confirm that Harrison is shooting blanks. I totally know this for real because I don't shoot blanks. Oh, wait a minute. I got to get out of here. But yeah. Any last thoughts, Shellback?
Well, I as far as the movies go, I always kind of thought it was cool that the feral kid was the narrator.
Yeah, the little kid that throws a boomerang.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of people might have missed that too. Sometimes I look back on Max and wonder if he's still out there.
and I've got an idea for a sequel, you know, continuation with Mel Gibson, and somewhere in the, you know, like the last half of the movie or the last quarter of the movie, Danny Glover makes a cameo and tells him that he's getting too old for this shit.
Riggs, you're getting too old for this shit.
I swear that was something he used in almost every other movie, though. Because didn't he say that stuff in Predator 2?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think he did.
By the way, Mel Gibson, to be Mad Max, you could just easily have Mad Max just be the road warrior and have it more of a car chase film than more fighting. So all you got to do is just have Mel Gibson driving a car, shooting a shotgun now and again.
Mel did it in Maverick. Jens, any last thoughts on the Road Warrior before we close this topic out?
Are we talking about the second film or in general?
Well, you talk about all three. Or, I mean, if you still wish to talk about the fourth one, I wouldn't advise it. But
no, I want to talk about the third one, Thunderdome. We don't need another hero.
We don't need to know the way home.
Yeah. All we want is the young ones Thunderdome. That song, I like the song, and that it was one of them songs where,
dude, Tina was smoking.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's going to be a good song because Tina Turner at that stage of her career wouldn't have done shit songs. If she thinks, oh, that's a shit song, she'll say fuck off, sort of thing. And so yeah, it was a good song, and I liked the dome fighting. One man enter, two man leave. I mean, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, and that shit. Yeah.
Break a deal, face the wheel.
Yeah, class. And so it might not have got sort of the rough and harsh sort of stunts that like the first 2 had, because it had more safer stunts and that, but it still had some good fucking stunts in it that Mel Gibson was doing and that shit, because I'm sure he did fucking go up on them fucking, because like he definitely did, because you see it in the film where you see him bouncing around on them sort of spring sort of elasticated baby bouncer things that they're on in the Thunderdome and that. So yeah, fucking so good film. Yeah. But, yeah, the one bit with the kids and all, that was sort of like one of them bits where a toilet break was needed. Like, yeah, here's where fucking the storyline comes in, where it's all talk. Apart from though, when they throw the spears at Mad Max's feet, which Mel Gibson still again he was involved in it in the stunt bit, but yeah, great film.
Awesome. Slasher.
No, nothing really much else to say. I haven't, like I said, I saw them each once a piece in their entirety. Yeah.
Oh no, we lost the Shellback.
Yeah, he probably lost a connection or somewhere. He'll be back. So
yeah, he'll be back.
Eventually, I'll go through them again. Maybe I'll even try to sit through the whole thing of Fury Road again. Who knows?
Well, I mean, if you like torturing yourself, I mean, but I wouldn't recommend sitting through Fury Road again.
I did say maybe.
The ending is fucking totally side.
Ah, there he is.
See?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I hit the wrong X.
Oh no. You always got to be careful when you hit the X's. Make sure you dot the I's.
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually closed out Mad Max and the Road Warrior and the toys that he spawned. And I know maybe some people don't remember the toys. I remember those toys. And like I said, my brother still has a ton of them. I only had one left from my collection. Where it's at in the crates, I have no clue. But I have one more topic that I wanted to bring to the table today. And we're going to go ahead and hit the nostalgia button. And we are going to stop and take a look today at Judge Dredd. Now, unfortunately, I cannot find most of my other Judge Dredd comics, the original ones from Quality Comics. I do have this issue number 13 still. IDW also did reprinting of some of the older stories, along with a few. I believe these were also reprints of older stories, if I'm not mistaken, or possibly they were new stories. I forget offhand. I remember picking them up, and I thought they were okay. I just didn't think they were as good as the original ones. I used to have all the ones with Judge Death as well, but unfortunately, like so many other things, they have been lost in the curly shuffle. Eventually, hopefully, I could dig them out. And in 1999, Reaction. Yeah, Reaction, the guys who usually make those tiny figures we're so used to seeing, they actually did 2000 AD Collector Series Judge Dredd. This one looks amazing. This is another one that I had Judge Death, which I will be showing off in a second, but the two that I'm showing right now is actually part of my brother's collection. He has both of these still with the original packaging. I never did find the Anderson. I remember seeing the Schrodium dog, or who they say is Johnny Alpha, on this one. But this series actually looked amazing, incredibly articulated, and really capturing the essence of those characters from the comic books. And of course, like I said, here is Judge Death. This one looks awesome. Looks just like he did in the comics. The only thing I wish they would have did is I wish they would have did the other 3 Dark Judges. They did pull off the Anderson figure, which looks okay. I think it could have looked better. I never did see it in stores once again, but the Judge Death one was spot on accurate. Him and Dredd looked amazing. I wish I could have found the Dredd before, but by the time I even knew that this series was out, they were pretty much already gone and they were being marked down in KB toy stores, as you can see right there. Overall though, pretty amazing looking figures. I really need to be on the lookout to see if they're going to do any modern retakes on Judge Dredd, because that would be something to really look out for. And while this is technically not old school, I'm going to talk about the one Judge Dredd movie that I felt did it right. The one that actually felt like Judge Dredd. And that would be this one from Lionsgate. One was released in 2012, of course starring Carl Urban. This is the Dredd that I was actually waiting to see. Being a longtime fan of the comic books, this one actually felt more like the Judge Dredd character than the one did with Sylvester Stallone. Go ahead, Showback. I know you want to come at me for that.
No, but I mean the Stallone movie is the only one I've seen. I haven't. I saw, like, a couple of bits and pieces of the Carl Urban version, but I didn't see the whole movie.
Well, here's the way I always explain it. I feel that Carl Urban nailed the mannerisms of Dredd in this film. While his outfit was not very accurate to the comics, I think they probably came closer to it in Stallone. But even then, Stallone took a lot of liberties with the original outfit that they had in the comics. But I think that they came closer in the Stallone film to the outfits, but they lost it somewhere on the character. And the one thing that drove me nuts about the Stallone one is how long he spent with his helmet off.
Oh yeah, the law.
You don't see that. You don't see that in the comics. He always had his helmet on. Even when he was arrested and he was sent to prison, he had a helmet on, or he was in the dark. You never seen his face.
I'll tell you right now, that was 100% Stallone's ego making that call. I bet you he was saying, "I am not wearing this thing the whole fucking movie. You got to see my face."
Yeah, no, it's one of them things. So I reckon it'd be more of the producers and that, because they're like, well, if we're getting Stallone in, we'll want to see his face and that sort of thing. I think it would be one of them producer things.
Could be.
And probably a bit of ego with Stallone, as in, like, if you said to him, "Oh yeah, you got to wear the helmet," he might have said, "Oh no, I'm not." But I don't think that film was made where they was going to put the helmet on him. So, like, yeah. I thought, though, as Tommy was saying, though, the look of the Stallone one, apart from when Stallone takes his fucking helmet off, but the look of it, like, got it spot on to the comics. But it was more of a childish movie because it had a bit of a comedy element.
Yeah. Rob Schneider being his usual jackass self.
Yeah. And like the one, like, really fucking uber violence, like the thingy one. I forget his name. Mike called it somewhat. When we did the no Judge Dredd with the helmet, yeah, did a more sort of realistic with the uber violence and kept the helmet on, which was like pretty good. Because then it did.
Carl Urban definitely did hit all the mannerisms of it, and he didn't have such an ego that he felt like he needed to take the helmet off to get a little bit of screen time with his face. He actually did what was right for the role, and I think that was one thing that people like Stallone, they can't do, because they need to be the center of attention. You need to see it's them.
Yeah. Well, there is, as I say, like some films, like will hire an actor and make sure, like, oh yeah, you're not wearing a mask. Like the Snake Eyes film that they did. It was like, oh yeah, no, you're not wearing a mask until 2 minutes of the end of this film. That's when you can wear
fucking Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner never wore a mask when he's in his fucking Hawkeye getup.
Yeah. And so, like, there is that where, but Carl, dude, he was one of them actors that is quite famous, but not real famous.
Not alone famous.
Yeah. And so, like, it's like, oh yeah, well, basically, even if we cover up his face, no one's really going to be that bothered because he's not that big of a star that people want to see him, even though he's a real good actor and he did a great job in Dredd. But yeah, he didn't have the pulling power like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise will probably never get masked up in a film.
No.
Even when he's like fucking got a mask on, he has a mask where you can see his eyes well enough that, oh yeah, it is Tom Cruise.
Yep. Absolutely. Now I've seen all the love for Carl Urban's Dredd. I just wish that they would have nailed the suit. If they would have hit the suit perfect, that would have been a 10 out of 10 for me. But because they missed some of the elements of the outfits and especially the damn bikes.
Well, I think I would say I think they was trying to go for a more realistic look of what a cop would be. Because
but they could have did that, Jens. They could have went for a more realistic look while still incorporating everything that we remember from the comics. They still could have did boots that they were tinged green. They could have been a darker green. They didn't have to be the bright green as we've seen in the comics. But if at least it would have been recognizable, there's variations of suit that looks very much like the comics, most of us would be okay with that. But when they start making like the shoulder pads like real small and everything like that, and they take away the elements that made Dredd look like he did in the comics, I think that's where some of us get a little bit upset. Granted, I didn't have that big of a problem with the way his outfit worked in this show. I just wish it was just a little bit closer to the comics. That's all I'm saying. Just a little bit closer. Because I think they came as close as they felt like they should at the time, but they could have did more. Now, if they were to bring this back and do another one with Carl Urban, and if they were to do the storyline with the Dark Judges, with Death, Mortis, Fire. Oh man, you know what?
That's the definite call for Judge Dredd. Death. He's got the arms for it.
Was the Carl Urban one a flop?
It didn't do that great at the movies, but I think it picked up on the DVD. So
yeah, I think it's the same thing. It did better later on. It didn't do good in the theaters. Let's see.
But I liked it. I thought it was a good film. But I could see why they won't go down the big eagle shoulder pad route. Well, it would have made it look more Dredd, and I'd have been happy with it. But
okay, the budget says 30 to 45 million. The box office is 41.5. So yeah, I guess it was a flop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fucking. I thought it lost money, but no, it fucking.
Well, no, it did lose money, Jens. This is the mistake. This is the mistake everybody makes with films. They look and they say, "Oh, well, it was 41. It didn't lose money." That 41 doesn't go to the theater. Remember,
But
I mean,
even
it doesn't go to the production company. Some of it goes to the theater. So by the time the production company gets that money back, they've actually lost money. That's why when they talk
even
about
if you
whether a
break
movie
even,
did well, whether a movie did well or not in the theaters, they want to see a minimum of 3 times the budget at the box office. That's when they consider a film to be successful, when you see at least 3 times the budget at the box office. If it doesn't do that, if it only doubles, they consider it a flop. A blockbuster dud?
No, I thought I remember it doing all right, but
No, I never seen them Gap Stargate. The only ones I remember are these ones from '99. That was the only ones I remember seeing. I know my brother was talking about they had little standy ones. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah,
there were the little standees.
There were ones from the Stallone movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember who made. I don't remember who made them. I don't know if it was Kenner or McDowell.
Yeah, I do recall something with the little standees that they were doing for all the comic books. You know, there's little PVC standees. And I know they had a Judge Dredd like that, but I never found it myself when I was out looking, because I'm pretty sure they did the standee, and then they also did the what the hell did they call their bikes? I know they had a name, and I remember somebody did a model of the Lawgiver, the original Lawgiver from the comic book. There was one of those companies that did a model of it. The little standees. Okay, yeah. I seen them once somewhere, but I never actually seen them in the store, if you know what I mean. Like I seen them on a promotion somewhere, but I never found them in any of my comic book shops. A Judge Dredd TV show in the works, but it went dark. Yeah. You know what I just seen the other night? Me and my brother were looking on Tubi, and we were watching some of the old Battlestar Galactica and stuff like that. 1/4-inch Black Mesa helmet and Lawgiver. Okay. I just found Mercury, a 3-pack. Nice. I'll have to check that out later. I was looking through Tubi, and I found I don't remember this at all. Do you guys remember that there was a RoboCop TV series?
Dude, I was just. Oh my god! All right, so we got this channel here called Comet, and on Saturday they played the 3 movies, and then they played the TV series after that. Yeah, it was the '90s. They had a really.
It was super cheesy.
Terrible RoboCop TV show. Oh, it was fucking horrible.
because I saw one of them, and it was where a car was going to run over Robocop, and then all of a sudden, these spikes come out of Robocop's feet and go through concrete, and then make Robocop into an unmovable object. You're like, wow.
It was terrible. Holy shit.
Ever go back onto Judge Dredd, though? I think there's them 3-pack figures.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, like back in the day when you were looking for those things, the only place you could ever really find them, if it wasn't KB Toy Store, the only place you'd find them is a comic book store. Like regular stores usually didn't carry those things.
Yeah, I've never seen these before. Oh, but look. We've got fucking
Anderson,
Batman there.
Oh no, Judge Hershey, Rico, and Death. Huh. Wow, these things carry some prices, don't they?
Yeah, I've never seen these. Oh, I think we've got a price tag on one of them here. Oh, you bastards! Real small.
I've seen some of them selling for 22, some of them selling for 30. A couple of people had a couple for 10, but yeah.
Yeah, £19, 5p. Yeah, they probably only cost about fucking £2 or £3.
Yeah, they only probably cost like at least for us for American money, it probably only costs maybe 5 cents to make them, if even.
Yeah. Hey, look at this one though. Fucking bike.
The Lawmaster, that's what it's called. The bike was called the Lawmaster.
Ah, yeah. Mark. I think that's 4. Okay, now, functions. Staple function at the time.
I brought something up, Tom, if you want to show it.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
The
whole collection.
Well, they got the ABC droid. That's dope. He should have been bigger, though.
Well, that was a problem with a lot. Yeah, that was a problem with a lot of those PVC things. They didn't make it to scale. Was that Mean Machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rico.
I forget damn it. I forget how you translate that. I know a pound is a little bit more than $1. I just forget how much more.
I think it's something
all right,
like...
all right, take care of free speech.
75p is $1. So
I thought a pound was a little bit more for some reason. Then again, the last time I checked was a while ago, so
yeah. Well, it depends because, like, if we're talking back in the 90s, I think a pound was worth $2 or $1.50.
Wow.
That is
did you guys see what RR put there? Stallone's Dredd cost $90 million to make, not including marketing and grossing 113.5. That is a horrible flop because they usually say it's something like 10. What do they say? Anywhere from 10 to even up to 30% of the film's budget is what they use for marketing, and I know that they marketed the shit out of that thing.
Yeah.
That was also around the time where Stallone had a string of big budget flops, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I thought like Dredd was even though it flopped marketing wise and that, it still was quite a big film for him. As in, if it hadn't cost 90 million, it'd be if it cost 20 million or something. It'd be fucking...
They probably also made a nice chunk of money off of VHS, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
Because, like, I know, like, in one of them films that, like, quite a lot of people watched it and that. But probably not enough, though, as you say. With being
I didn't see it in the theater. I know I saw it on VHS.
Well, I'd seen it on VHS originally too, and then of course when it came to regular TV. But I think the reason a lot of people didn't have that big of a problem with it, like later on, is because most people really don't remember the comic book character. They probably didn't read comics, because those comics weren't like widely available. I know
they were.
The comic book store I went to, they actually got quality comics, which is kind of like one of those sub brands. It wasn't like DC and Marvel, and at the time, Image was just get going, and God, what else did you have?
Mirage
Studios with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you had those guys. Those were like the bigger ones, and even some of them weren't really big because they were still independent at the time. But something like Quality Comics was like a lower tier one, so it wasn't like a big label that you got tons of stuff from. But the guys I went to did because they would get the 2000 AD ones, they would get Judge Dredd, and then there was one other title. I forget what the other title was. I was never interested in it, so I never picked it up at all. But that was all I really remember Quality Comics doing.
In the 90s, DC started putting out Judge Dredd comics. I have the first issue of the DC series.
Freaking YouTube. Always doing shit like that. No, if people weren't wrenched on my chat, they probably wouldn't be able to say anything at all, knowing YouTube.
Did you ever
Rented
see
it from
the
Blockbuster.
Tommy? Did
Go
you
ahead.
ever see the crossover, the Batman Judge Dredd crossover?
Yes, I had that one. They
I
also
want
had.
that.
I seem to recall one. I seem to recall one where there was a Predator involved too. Was that the Batman one, or was that a different
Well,
one?
there was Batman versus Predator. That was a separate series. That
Well,
was
no, I seem to recall. Yeah, no, I seem to recall one with Dredd being involved too, with the Predator.
I don't know if they might have did that later on, but the guy who made Lobo popular, Simon Bisley, doing the artwork for Lobo.
Mm-hmm.
He did the artwork for the Batman Judge Dredd crossover. It looked good. I never picked it up, but
Dread versus Predators happened. Yeah, I thought it did. I thought I remember having that book because I had a bunch of those crossover books, and I thought they were great when they start doing stuff like that. Like the Batman and Dread one was that was a fantastic book. I enjoyed that one. Where the hell it got to in my collection, I have no clue. Dredd fought the Xenomorphs. He fought the aliens.
Yeah. There we go.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Predator, Judge Dredd, aliens. Yeah.
Oh, triple crossover.
Yeah, I thought I remember having that. I had that one. Again, scroll up for a second.
All right.
See that one on the left, the top left, all the way over? That's the one I had.
Oh, that's fucking crazy looking. I like that.
Mr. H did videos on them. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I wish I remember what happened to those books. Now, I did bring a whole bunch of books back, and I got tons of short boxes sitting out in the garage inside of big, giant plastic totes that are protected. But I think maybe out there, some of my Judge Dredds might be out there. I'm hoping. And maybe, just maybe, some of my freaking crossover books are sitting out there. I remember I used to go crazy going to all the comic book shops and digging through their back issues looking for some of the Dredds that I'd missed. Like all the stuff with the Apocalypse War and everything. With City.
That store in my neighborhood when you were up here that we went to?
Mm-hmm.
All the times I've been there, found one goddamn Judge Dredd comic. One.
Yeah, absolutely, because it was hot at the time. Predator was hot, so they started including it and everything. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't see a problem with that.
And also, it's cool. It's cool to do that with Predator because Predator can die. Predator is an expendable character because there's plenty of other Predators out there.
Sentinel, yeah, good point. A lot of these crossover feature iconic versions of Superman and Batman, but we still can't get a good Superman and Batman crossover. Predator versus my mom. Oh no. I mean, some of the other crossovers that I really enjoyed when they wound up doing them is they did Jason Voorhees versus Leatherface versus Ash. They had one with Freddy Krueger as well versus Ash and Jason. I don't remember if they ever did one with Michael Myers. I was waiting to see that, but I don't remember ever seeing it. I always felt the Leatherface inclusion was a bit weak.
Did they do Terminator versus Dredd?
Not that I ever recall. Not that I recall. That would have been an interesting one.
I know they did RoboCop versus Terminator. I had that series.
Yeah. Didn't they make figures for that too?
Yeah.
Like some sideshow company made them?
NECA, who brought it up here? Someone brought it up here. Yeah, Soul Assassin said, well, he said Batman versus Predator, but I think they also did Robocop versus Terminator. Because that store did have a Robocop versus Terminator figure in it.
Yeah, I think fucking Soul Assassin's taking the piss of Rob Schneider versus the Predator, because I know that never happened.
All right, Chris, you have a good one. I know we're going to be wrapping up soon because we want to give Shellback plenty of time to get going for his new show, which is the preemptive for yelling at parked cars. He does a little pre-show warm-up for it, so I know I want to get out early. I plan on being on that show tonight, too. I haven't had a chance to stop in, and tonight is the night that I'm going to have time and be able to finally stop in. If required reading. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Putin versus Predator versus Biden. Actual Predator kid? Oh, no. Oh, no. Thank you, Soul Assassin. Always appreciate all the guys out there doing the modding. You don't know how much I really do appreciate it. It makes things so much easier for me. I already got a lot of things going on around me, so taking that out of something that I got to do helps me a lot.
I remember there was a pretty good fucking Robocop vs. Terminator Genesis game, too.
Like, if you could see one of these independent creators making this, which one would you want to see first, though? Would you want to see like Batman versus Judge Dredd? Would you like to see Dredd versus a Terminator or Dredd versus a Predator? Because some of these independent creators, when they're doing some of these independent films, they make amazing shit.
Dredd versus Terminator would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jens?
Yeah, that would be good, that one. But, like, I have to think of some different, like, Predator v. Dredd will be another good one and all. Even though the Predator and Dredd one, you could have, like, a team up, like I think they did in like, where they'll just take on the aliens.
Well, look at one of these squares. It looks like Dredd is rolling with 3 predators behind him.
Oh, yeah, fan film guy. Yeah, I don't know if that's the one. Is that the guy that did he was doing the versus things?
I remember. I remember that.
Doing the versus things, but I mean, like an actual full length film.
Wasn't that around the time that they started YouTube when they put those up?
Yeah,
it's a good film though.
Yeah, there was a few people that were doing them. Oh, go ahead.
It's only on for like 10 minutes, so isn't it? But it's a really good fucking because they even have the Joker in it.
Yeah. They did the one. Oh God, what the hell was it? They had I know they did one with Deathstroke, the Terminator versus Deadpool.
All right. Yeah.
Shellback. What crossover do you want to say?
Judge Dredd, versus Elmo and Fauci.
Oh no!
And Big Bird.
Only good that. That's the best one. Because you could have like loads of puppets getting just fucking massacred, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, obviously crazed Muppets that like have gone under Fauci's orders. They're attacking Judge Dredd. It's just
Was there a Batman and Spawn? There was a Batman and Spawn crossover, right?
Yes.
They did that, right?
Yeah, yep. I actually still have that one. That's one of the few crossovers I still have sitting in my immediate collection. That's sitting in my my closet. Soul Assassin said it's an actual film. NECA made a figure based on the Predator design. Really? I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to save that and check that out.
Yeah, but it's only on for 10 minutes, so... It is classed as a short film.
Guinea pigs versus hamsters. Furry madness. Guinea pigs will win every time.
Yeah.
I am the law.
I am the science. You're wrong.
You're wrong, Shellback. You're wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save that. I'm gonna have to check that out later.
You know what else would be pretty cool? Lobo versus Predator. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, that could be an interesting matchup.
Well, Lobo's too masculine, though, aren't they? Because I've noticed I've done many films with him.
They've done no films with him.
No.
And the few that you've seen in that, oh God, what the hell's the name of that show? Krypton. That was, I thought it was horrendous. I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it was great interpretation of Lobo." I thought it was garbage. It didn't feel like Lobo.
I thought he looked all right, but he has like a fucking Australian accent. I was like, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't think the mannerisms were right. You know.
He also looked a little skinny.
Yeah, Lobo was a degenerate. You know, like everything he said.
Lobo was also a giant fucking monster. He was a roid monster.
Well, he was thinking, funny though, brought up in brutal society where they beat up babies and that, and so from day one he just got toughened, and he had to probably start pumping iron when he was a little kid.
Didn't Krypton have the Black Zod family or whatever?
I forget. I only watched 2 episodes.
They're Black Kryptonians, I believe. Yes.
Wait, you know what? If they have Black Kryptonians, who cares? But you shouldn't change main characters, and that's. I got into a little bit of discussion about that yesterday on Vinny's channel for a little while, and I just said that it was one reason why I have no intention of seeing the Batman, because I'm so tired of the race swap shit. They don't need to do it. It's lazy. Create new characters. It can be done. They've done it in the past, and they've worked. These people just don't want to put in the time and the effort to create an interesting new character to actually bring into a film. You know, what they don't understand, and I've heard people like a Young Ripper talk about this before, it's demeaning to people, whether they're black, Spanish, it doesn't matter, to take a white role and change it black just to say, okay, well, here's an established character, and we'll make him black because just putting in a new black character is not going to work, because basically what they're saying is they have no faith in a black character being able to do anything. They're pandering.
A lot of people see it as hand-me-downs too.
Well, that's one of the things that Young Ripper talks about. It's demeaning. It's a hand-me-down. It's not necessary. But I guarantee you, if you take that shit in the opposite direction and they start taking traditionally black characters, I don't know, let's take Shaft for example, and you put an Asian in the Shaft position, I'm sure a lot of people would get their hackles up about it.
Yeah.
Shaft. Oh, you shut your mouth.
Shaft, do you want pork fried rice with that?
Shaft, you eat everything in praise. You go now.
Absolutely hilarious. Well, I think we're going to start winding it down here, because I got a few things I got to do before Shellback goes live, and you're going at 8:30, right, Shell?
Yeah, in about 34 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's pop you up there and go ahead and start talking about what you got going on.
All right. Well, at 5:30 Pacific time, because that's my time zone. it's going to be yelling at parked cars warm up because I named it the warm up because I noticed that a lot of people were watching yelling at parked cars, and they were kind of struggling in the chat, and it's like, oh, I wonder if they pulled a hammy or something, so it's always good to warm up beforehand, and so to prevent such things, and so that's why I came out with this show, and this will be the third episode. The first episode I had the man, comics division, the man himself, and episode number 2 last week we talked about Ukraine, and which since that's still kind of like in the news, that's still like a subject that can be on the table. But the main story tonight, or at least the first one, is going to be the what we're paying at the pump these days. I filled up my tank in my little Honda Civic a couple of weeks ago, and gave it the good stuff because she likes the good stuff. And at $4.17 a gallon, and now at that same gas station, it is $4.69 for the same octane. So we've gone up, approximately $0.50 in 2 weeks' time. So, yeah.
And it's only going to get worse. I think that's what most people are missing. It's getting worse.
But anyway, just come on over to the Shellback TJC channel and listen to us rant and rave about all the stuff that's going on now.
Okay, guys, make sure you check out Shellback at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, and get that warm up for yelling at parked cars. And then next, we're going to go and we're going to take it over to my buddy Slasher.
Scan for identification.
What's up? I don't do much other than watch shitty movies on Wednesdays. People join me, and then we go back with the review.
So maybe make sure you stop by for Wednesday. We had a really good one on the past Wednesday with Reaper Man, I thought.
Yeah, I always have fun doing these. This week is going to be Nicolas Cage in a great performance in Vampire's Kiss.
Oh.
Awesome.
I thought you were going to say Raising Arizona.
No, Raising Arizona is a good movie.
I don't know. Some of those good, supposed good movies could be pretty bad sometimes too, though.
You didn't like Raising Arizona, Tommy?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was all right. I wouldn't say it's a movie that I want on my shelf.
I got you.
I'd say Nicolas Cage make bad movies. So
you don't think he makes bad movies?
Never. All of his films.
All right. Well, you're more than welcome to come by the channel on Wednesday, and you'll be proven wrong because this movie is fucking horrendous.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Ghost Rider was a shitstorm of epic proportions.
What?
Never
Best.
I like Ghost Rider.
Okay. And then
it was garbage.
Never seen Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Never wanted to.
It was so bad. It was a conglomeration of freaking Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch. They mixed two different Ghost Riders together with two different vehicles and mannerisms. It was a shit show.
I didn't know Danny Ketch was in that one. I thought it was just Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze.
It was Johnny Blaze, but the way they did his character, they mixed it with elements of Danny Ketch.
Oh.
The original Johnny Blaze never had chains. He never had a more modern, like ninja type motorcycle. He didn't have any of that. He had an old chopper, and he had flames that shot out of his freaking hands and his eyes. $10 a gallon by next year. I could definitely see that. Maybe even by the summer.
I didn't even mind Ghost Rider 2.
Spirits of Vengeance. Real quick, George Lucas.
They did a part 2.
Thanks for stopping in, George Lucas, and I see you, super fan. It's always good to see you, my friend. I hope you get that taken care of. Nothing worse than a little bit of flooding. Keep the wiener dog safe, man. All right, Ghost. Once. Johnny Dangerously. But make sure to stop by and see Slasher on Wednesdays. They normally start around what, 10:30, 11?
Yeah, like 10:30ish.
10:30-ish, people. Remember that. 10:30-ish Eastern Time, PM. See you there. Thanks, Slasher, for coming on. Always appreciate it when you have time to stop by.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for letting me come through again.
No, always. You're always welcome. And, of course, we got Jens up next.
Scan for identification.
I thought you were going to do... I bet you made a mistake because you usually give me the he don't speak properly. So shit.
Well, he don't know talking good like me and you. So his vocabularistics is limited.
You feel better?
His vocabularistics.
Yeah. Well, I will speak properly on this occasion because I have to tell everyone what's coming up on my show. And
holy shit, why can't you talk like that all the time? I could understand your ass.
That's because I would get filled in and beaten up by anyone hearing me speak like this.
Using Masterpiece Theater voice.
Yes, people expect me to be a thespian, and they're so shocked when they find out I'm just heterosexual. So, yes. I will be doing a video, and it'll be my comments on the Batman with Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, and the stunt guys as Batman on Jens Proper's channel. Yeah.
You know, Jens, when you talk like that, I almost want to hear you say, "Welcome to Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous."
Welcome to the lifestyle of the rich and famous.
I'm Robin.
You know me, but I don't remember smelling you before. Who are you and where do you come from?
I've never heard of this Jens Proper guy before, but I like him.
And then I'll be streaming on the Tuesday. Don't know what time. Probably late Tuesday night. Maybe early Wednesday morning. Usually probably Wednesday afternoon. And that will probably be about the Batman. And then I've got a Bond review on Wednesday, which usually takes place 12 o'clock GMT AM on the Wednesday with Gold. Oh no, yeah, the man with the golden gun. I think it's on After Live and Let Die. I'm sure it's the man with the gold. Yeah, I think anyway. But yeah, that's it. Cheers.
Awesome. Be sure to stop by and see Jens, and don't forget to follow him over there on Twitter at 27A Pedersen. Did I get it right that time?
Yeah.
Awesome. Look at that. I'm paying attention.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I even forgot my fucking Twitter.
See, I'm on top of things. For once, I'm on top of things. But guys, you've been here with the most hated guinea pig on YouTube. I appreciate everybody who stopped by. RR, Free Speech Gaming, Nelson the Gentleman, Bone, Superfan, Adam Shawhan, George Lucas, who made an appearance, Soul Assassin, Gap Stargate, The Sentinel. I know Snowdub was through earlier as well. What's that? Oh, I thought you were saying something. And everybody else that has come by, I appreciate it so much for you guys coming by week after week and sharing the link out and getting eyes on here so they can come by and have a little bit of fun. And yeah, there we go. Wow, perfect Queen's English. Who would have guessed? Not I. I don't even know who that guy was, but I like him. And Ranked Base, The Hobbit is the definitive Hobbit movie. You know, that's the one I grew up on. We are going to wind up having to talk about that in the future. So Free Speech, if you want to, let me know. When I start announcing it, I'll probably determine what day it's going to be, and I'll probably talk about it on the stream I have with Vinny, and we'll figure out a day. If you want to come in and talk about it, you're more than welcome.
Is that the animated one?
Yeah, the animated one. Yeah, I love that one. I've recently just reacquired The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and Return of the King for the animated ones. I had them years ago. They got swiped. I just managed to grab them again, and I rewatched them with my brother because those are the ones he remembered. So, Chaos Oi, what's going on? Welcome back. Just as we're wrapping up. But remember, guys, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. And we will catch you next time. Make sure to stop by for Shellback in about a half hour for the warm-up to yelling at parked cars. And we'll catch you all next time. Later, y'all.
20 minutes.
All right. Later.
I am vengeance.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm E. Temple Queen of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, Drew Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Vinny.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tommy? You get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tone Death, rockin'.
We have a lot of cool things over there. I did some magic tricks.
Hi, guys. Try to stay here.
My name is Monkey Knight.